So a good start this by and Karanjit and Sid Manel opening the innings once again. Karanjit a very dangerous and Karanjit and Sid Manel opening the innings once again. Karanjit a very dangerous opening batter who takes full advantage of the power play. Very important for the Pak Indians to try and get him out early. So this time he gets the middle of the bat and straight to the fielders on that occasion. And this time he's gone right through him. Would you believe it? So in comes Anirban, and what a big wicket early on here for the Pak Indians. It is the home ground for everyone almost, and it seems like we are in here for a cracker. So what does Ruchik do now? One more delivery left in this over, and it's been picked up in the air. So it is going to be. And once again played behind square, this time on the offside, and he gets a single towards the third man region, and he brings Anirban back on strike. Well, the power play was crucial, just like any other T20 game. And Nischal, well, he would be wanting to get a wicket just like Ruchik. This time a big swing and a miss. A lot of room offered and given as a wide in the end by the umpire. This time short and wide and couldn't quite find the gap. Well, there is a gully fielder and a point fielder, both very close to each other. Very difficult to find that gap. And then apart from those two, there is cover and also a sweeper out there in the deep. So both the fielders on the boundary line are out there on the offside. There's a third man and a sweeper. And this time played over the cover fielder. Well, it was an excellent effort, but he couldn't quite get to it. And another boundary for Anirban through this offside. He's looking good out there. That's the fourth boundary of this innings already. A couple for Anirban, one for Sid and one for Karanjeet. Well, this is a very bright little start this for the Oberoi Gladiators. Well, they might have lost one wicket, but they are going at a good rate early on. This time the ball staying low and just inside the tram line, and a dot delivery. This time played straight to the fielder on the offside. So a couple of dots to end the over. At the end of the second over now, it is 19 for 1. So Ruchik continuing here after getting an early breakthrough, getting the wicket of Karanjeet, cleaning him up in the very first over, and now up against Sid Manuel. Once again, an excellent delivery, just nudged on this offside for a single. And this time he drives and he's found the fielder well. He's not quite been able to stop that one, but he does well in the end. Getting an important hand to it, otherwise the ball would have run away to the fence. And another single taken. So a nice little over this by Ruchik. And this time played straight to the fielder at square leg, and good bit of fielding, putting the pressure on the batters. And once again, he just leaves it alone. Given his line on that occasion, Ruchik feeling that he's unlucky there. So there is a slip in place now for Ruchik, and you would assume it will be on the offside. Well, not quite. So it's a wide down the leg side in the end. Well, not quite given as a wide by the umpire. Maybe just brushing the pad. Nicely kept by the wicket keeper. So an excellent over this by Ruchik show so far. Just the three of it. A couple of singles and a wide. Three dots. One more to come. Can he close it out nicely? And he drives once again, but this time straight to the fielder and mid-off, and he's made a total mess of that one. He's just kicked that one away, surprisingly. Well, he's got some damage thanks to that. So a single to end the over at the end of the third. Now it's 23 for 1, and we hope that the fielder is all right. So a change in the bowling. It is going to be Ankit Jain to continue. Well, the left arm off spinner should always enjoy up against the right hander because of the angle. Trying to understand the trajectory of the ball at times can be difficult for the batters, especially the right hand batters up against the left arm off spinners and the right hand off spinners up against the left hand batters. So just the one run of this over, halfway through it. And this time picked up. And what a good shot that is. Gone away all the way. It's a six. The first six of this golden finals. And it's come off the bat of Anirban. What a beautiful shot that is. All of a sudden, after keeping things nice and tidy, a six, which releases all the pressure out here for the Gladiators. And this time a lot of turn on that offside. Well, that is exactly what I was talking about. Ankit Jain right on the money on that occasion. Almost undoing the batter. So one more delivery left in this over. And it's played straight to the fielder. So at the end of the fourth, now it is 30 for 1. So Ruchik continuing here. He's into his third. And this time picked up. What a good shot. Excellently played. And he's found a boundary on this second delivery of the over. And once again played on the slick side. What an excellent shot. Back to back boundaries for Sid Manuel. Well, such is the class that he possesses. And the Oberoi Gladiators are up and running here. 33 the partnership worth. And going along nicely now, these two trying to build inside this power play itself. So how does Ruchik respond to that? Well, he responded nicely up against Karanjit, but ever since it's been all Oberoi Gladiators. And this time played towards the fielder at mid-off and gets a single. And this time a total mix-up, is it? Well, not quite so. The fielder took a total mix-up, is it? Well, not quite so. The fielder took a while to collect that one because. So Ankit Jain continuing here and straight away played down the ground, finds the single. Well, there is a long on fielder there. So another single for Anirban gets Sid on strike. Both the batters on 17 at the moment, and Sid slightly better with the strike rate, 17 of 13 instead of 14 compared to Anirban. Now it is 17 of 14 for both the batters. Well, this is the final over of this power play, and they would be wanting to get some quick runs. Well, they are going along nicely here at the moment, though. Oberoi Gladiators 41 for 1 after 5.2. Once again, an excellent delivery by Ankit Jain. Well, that is exactly what he is brought in here for. This time played on the offside for a single. So 2 more deliveries left in this power play, and Anirban back on strike. And Anirban goes big. And Anirban has hit the longest six through the leg side for Anirban. Moves on to 23 with that. So seems like we need a change in the ball because the ball has gone really long. We won't be able to retrieve that, at least for now. And we are back live here with Ankit Jain. That's the second six that he's conceded. Even though he has kept things nice and tight, he conceded 7 in the first over and now 8 of this one. If you remove his couple of deliveries, he's conceded just 3. And both of them have not been the best of the deliveries. Well, these are such batters who don't miss out on the poor deliveries. This time played down the ground and a long on fielder gets across a single to end the over. 9 come off it, and at the end of the sixth now it is 49 for 1. Right then, so 6 overs have been completed and the power play overs have come to an end. So now 5 fielders will be allowed outside the inner ring instead of the 2. So there is a third man, sweeper on this off side and also a long off, and on this leg side a deep mid wicket and a long on. Well, no one behind square on this leg side, so maybe an opportunity for the batters. This time cut away and straight to the fielder. Maybe an opportunity for the batters. This time cut away and straight to the fielder. And once again played on this offside, finds the single. And this time cut away, but once again just a single. And this time played behind square. Well, that is a huge gap. and you just can't bowl it to the pads when you have a field like that. And another boundary to end the over. That's spoils the over for Nischal at the end of the 7th. Now it's 58 for 1. So Yash Thadeshwar will continue. And straight away it's gone high in the air. Chance of a catch. Fielder. And finally they have broken this partnership. This partnership worth 53, and it's the big wicket of Sid Manuel, and Yash Thadeshwar strikes on his very first delivery. And it is 58 for 2 now, the Gladiators. So Sumit Singh in comes in here at number 4, and it's played out there towards the fielder at short third. A dot delivery for Yash Thadeshwar. And this time nudged on this leg side. Takes the single. And this time uppishly and almost carrying out there to the fielder. That could have been a big one. Instead, he's driven that one into the gap. And once again, played on this offside. And this time played behind square. And that will trickle away to the fence. So an excellent shot by Sumit Singh, gets his first boundary. And another over comes to an end with the boundary at the end of the 8th. Number is 64 for 2. So it will be Dhruv to continue in this ninth over. And Dhruv has started off by giving away a boundary. An excellent shot by Anirban. Well, it was hit really hard and no chance out there for the fielder. And this time it's gone for 5 wides. Well, how costly will that prove to be in this game? Well, Dhruv has already conceded 9 and he's just bowled the one legitimate delivery here. And all of a sudden, after applying a lot of pressure, some runs for the Oberoi Gladiators. Once again driven straight to the fielder. Once again finds the fielder on the soft side. So a couple of dots now for Dhruv, and that will make him feel a lot better up against Anirban, who is on 35 at the moment, 35 of 24. And this time he's played it down the ground for a single. This time cut away and cut away in the gap. The chase is on, but the fielder will stop that one, and just a single more. This time an appeal for a caught behind. Well, the umpire not interested, and neither is the batter walking off. Well, it was a huge appeal, and it's another dot to end the over. At the end of the ninth, now it is 75 for 2. So Yash continuing in this 10th, and beautifully hit by Sumit Singh. He's on a roll here. He's got a 4 to his name and now a 6. Excellent shot once again through this leg side. Well, it is the shorter side for the right-handers. This is the last over from this end and making full use of it. This time a swing and a miss. This time through the offside. And another big swing. Well, in fact, he's gone. Or is he? Well, not quite so. He was very upset, and it appeared as if he was walking off there. Well, the wicketkeeper wiping the bails off, and Sumit Singh very unhappy with himself, getting a six of the first delivery and now a couple of dots. This time played on the offside, another dot delivery. Excellent comeback this by Yash. And he's gone for it again, and another swing and a miss. Well, it's all happening out here at the Khalsa Cricket Ground in this Golden Finals. And this time he connects it. Well, the intention was clear, and Yash definitely should have rectified that. And he's got a six to end the 10th over. At the end of the 10th now, it is 87 for 2, and the umpires have called for drinks. So the drinks break has come to an end. 87 for 2. An excellent start this for the Oberoi Gladiators. Another 87 gets them to 174, which will be a very good total in the Golden Finals. Well, it's the finals, so anything on the board is good. Runs on the board important, so that they can try and put some pressure on the opposition. Well, they need to try and make sure that they continue in good fashion. A Nirban on strike now, who is on 36 of 26, would be wanting to play a big innings. Well, not like that. Wanting to take a big heave towards that leg side, and this time played uppishly, and he finds the fielder out there in the deep. Up against Sumit Singh. Sumit Singh, who hit a couple of sixes in the previous over, started off the over with a six and ended it with a six in between four dot deliveries. And this time wanting to play it on the soft side and a dot delivery. One. So another dot to end the over at the end of the 11th round. Just two coming off it. 89 for two. Oh, a total mix-up out there. Chance of a run out. And he's got back there on time here. Well, that could have been the big wicket of Anirban. And once again, a huge appeal for a stumping. Well, not quite so. And this time played towards this leg side. And he finds the boundary. A bit of a misfield. Once again, a big swing and a single taken. It's off the pad. And what a good shot that is. It's gone all the way by Sumit Singh. That six will bring up the 100 for the Oberoi Gladiators. 101 for 2 now after 12.1. And Yash Thadeshwar has been hit for a 6 once again. This time through the offside, straight to the fielder. Once again in the air and finds the fielder out there in the deep. And this time played straight back to the bowler. And once again drives. Well, he's got a 6 of the over, so they can calm down a little and try and get those singles in. So another dot to end the over at the end of the 13th. Now it is 103 for 2. So once again played through this offside, takes the single. And Nirban back on strike here on 45 at the moment. Once again this partnership looking very nice. 46 it is worth it. And a big swing and a miss on that occasion. And this time charging down the wicket, and what a good shot that is. It's gone all the way. A 6 that will bring up his half century as well in this golden finals. An outstanding innings, 51 of just 37. And he will feel that the job is still only half done here. He still has to keep on going. Still 6.5 overs left in this innings. And once again picked up. And a beautiful shot. This partnership now worth 56. 119 for 3, and what an excellent start to this over. Ruchik Shah into his final over, and what an excellent shot to release all the pressure that was put up. That's another 6 for him. And Nirban, he's turning the heat on now after getting that half century. And this time played on the leg side for a single. And Sumit Singh back on strike here. Well, he's been stuck at 25 of 21 for quite a while. Anirban has taken most of the strike. Well, they are going along very nicely here. Still 5.4 overs more left in this innings. And this time the ball keeping low. And another dot delivery. And this time he drives and drives ever so well. What a good shot that is by Sumit Singh. And all of a sudden they are getting some boundaries in here and pushing the score upwards in the northern direction. Well, the score moves on to 130 with that, 130 for 4. Well, another 5 more overs left after these two deliveries. 180 or maybe even 190 on the cards. 12 and over gets them to 194. And the projected total of 177, which is also a very good total out here. And once again played on the soft side. So one more delivery left in this over. And 11 have come of it. Ruchik into his final delivery of the spell. He got a wicket in the very first over. And this time in the air, chance of a catch. And he's dropped it. How costly will that prove to be? Would you believe it? That's the big catch of Sumit Singh, who is starting to look really dangerous out here. And a single taken. And Ruchik walks off with a smile on his face. Can't believe it. At the end of the 15th now, it is 131 for 2. And this partnership is now worth 73. So Ankit Jain continuing here in the 16th over. And starts off with a dot delivery. Fielder. So an excellent over this by Ankit Jain once again. He's given away just 20 in his 3.5 overs. Once again drive over that they needed. Well, this partnership is now worth 76 now between these two in this golden finals. And this time picked up. That will spoil the over for Ankit Jain. What an excellent shot. Anirban once again moves on to 74 with that. A slightly fuller length. And he was very quick to pounce onto it. And this time played down the ground for a single. Once again drives and he's played that one in the gap. That's played ever so well. That's the second boundary of the over, and that will make it 10 of the over once again. And that boundary will also bring up the 150 for the Oberoi Gladiators. Well, remember the Oberoi Gladiators were put into bat by the Park Indians, and at the end of the 17th, now it is 151 for 2. Just 3 more overs left in this innings. So it is going to be Krishiv to continue in this 18th over. Well, 3 more overs left. 12 an over gets them to 187 from here on. It is already a massive total. They can make it an even bigger one. Well, 170 was definitely an above par score, and it seems like they will get much more than that here. Krishiv bowling his very first over in this innings, and it seems like he will bowl this one and the 20th as well if he does well in this one. So Sumit Singh on strike. Sumit Singh 32 of 28. He's taken his time out there for his 32. And once again, it struck the pad. They get across for a leg by, and he brings Anirban on strike with a century on the cards for him. 83 he has now, 83 of 51. And this time played down the ground for a single. And once again played behind square. What an excellent shot that is. This time the fine leg was there, and still he went for it, and he's gone over him. And that boundary also brings up the 100 partnership between the two. 163 of 63 deliveries. Well, nothing has quite worked out here in the favor of the Park Indians so far. They've taken just a couple of wickets. A couple of innovative strokes by Sumit Singh. Moves on to 40 or just 31. And this time a thick outside edge. This time fortunate. And fortunate enough once again for another boundary. 3 back-to-back boundaries. Well, it seems like it's just not their day out here. the Pak Indians and the Oberoi Gladiators. They have moved on to 165 now. The projected score of 185, and definitely they would be wanting to touch that 190 mark from here on. 12 and over gets into a 191, which will be a huge total out here in this golden finals. And this time the ball just skidding through the surface and keeping low. And would you believe it, even right through the wicketkeeper, it's gone away for 4 byes, and the score moves on to 169 for 2 after 18. And this time it's high in the air, chance of a catch, and this time they hold on to one. It's the big wicket of Anirban Yash Thadeshwar continuing, and what an outstanding innings it has been. Everyone out here giving him a standing ovation. He's out here for 84. What an outstanding innings. Very close to getting that century. And he's deserved this ovation out here. Well, remember, it is the golden finals. And he has really put out a man of the match performance if his side gets over the line here. Well, in comes Parth Sejpal, and an opportunity for him in the last few deliveries to get going. So Yash Thadeshwar getting his second wicket, and Parth Sejpal comes in here at number 5. The partnership finally broken. This time cut away for a single, gets off the mark of his very first delivery and does the right thing of getting the set batter Sumit Singh back on strike, who is at the moment striking at 133. He has a couple of lusty blows to his name already, and with 10 more deliveries left, he would be wanting to add at least a couple more from here on. Well, a big opportunity now with the new batter coming in for the Pak Indians to try and pull things back a little. Well, we all know how important it can be, even those 5-6 runs, if they can try and restrict them. And this time he connects. It's high. Is it handsome? Well, not quite so. The fielder getting underneath, and it's gone right through. How costly will that prove to be? That's the second time he has been dropped here. That was a big chance. That could have been both the set batters back in the pavilion. Well, not quite so. And Sumit Singh, well, he's moved on to 48 to add insult to injury. It's gone away to the fence as well. And Yash Thadeshwar will not be happy at all. That should have been his third. And he's gone for it again, but this time he misses out. And once again he's gone for it. This time he's got that sweet connection. It's gone away for a six. That will bring up his half century as well. He's well deserved it. 54 now of 36. And more runs to the total. What a huge total this is turning out to be. They are into the 180s now. Can he connect another one here? Well, he's gone for it, but he's not quite got any kind of a gap in the end and a single taken. Well, it's a good result in the end. He will keep the strike. And at the end of the 19, now it is 181 for 3. And Yash Bhateshwar finishes the spell at 238 in his 4 overs. Gladiators. This time slightly late on the red shot. And a thick inside edge wanting the overthrow. And a single taken. So he's off strike now, and the Park Indians will be very happy to see him off strike. 4 more deliveries left. Parth on strike. Just his second delivery. And this time a run out. Well, he wanted to scamper across for a single. Sumit Singh wanted the strike for the last delivery and not quite so. And another dot delivery for Nischal. Well, all of a sudden they are stopping some runs here. And they won't quite make the 200 mark out here. 190 for 4. And Sumit Singh, an outstanding hand, departs here. Brilliant innings. That partnership with Anirban making all the difference in this game. So it brings Ashok Singh out here at number 6. And he will be on strike for this final delivery. What does he do? He has to go for it. He has no other choice but to go for it. So here we go. Last delivery of this first innings of this golden finals. And it's gone right through once again. It's gone for 4 byes, the total. And the target will be 195 for the Park Indians when they come out to bat. An outstanding innings by Anirban and also Sumit making all the difference. And we will be back for the chase on the other side. And that will be another wide. Well, not quite ready to change the angle here. That's the third wide of the innings already. After just three wide of the innings already. After just three deliveries. Well, they have a plenty of runs in the bank, but that does not mean that they keep on giving them away like this. 4 on the board already, and 75% of the runs have come over the runs. And Krishev goes big. Well, all of a sudden breaking the shackles, one bounce and into the fence. Well, it was bowled onto the pads and beautifully lifted over the fielder at mid-wicket, and into the fence it goes. So the first boundary of this innings, an appeal by the umpire, but just not interested. And this time nudged on the leg side, and they get across for a single. So at the end of the first over, now it's 10 without a wicket. Comes into the attack and takes the wicket that they wanted. An early breakthrough. Krishev departs, and it is Meet Filora once again who strikes here in this golden finals. What an outstanding delivery. The ball just skidding through the surface and right through in the end and castled. And Krishev departs for just the 4 runs. Wants a review out there, Meet, but he's not going to get it. That was very close. This time a wide down the leg side. Well, some exercise for the umpire on that occasion. This time played back to the board. This time just past the outside edge. Beautifully bowled by Meet. Well, the non-striker is asking for a wide. Alok, but the umpire not interested. Another wide. Well, the wicketkeeper having a huge appeal, but the umpire signaling that as a wide as well. Second wide of the over. They have already conceded 6 wides in this inning. Oh my word, what an excellent delivery that is by Meet once again. This time shaping it away from the right-hander, finding some outswing, and another dot delivery very close to finding the outside edge. And once again the ball just skidding through the surface and another dot delivery. So at the end of the second over now it is 14 for 1. And once again picked up, and once again he finds the maximum. That's the third six of the over. Outstanding this by Alok. Brilliant, what a huge over. And he's got the nerves as in front once again for the Park Indians. At the end of the third now it is 37 for 1. So Meet continuing, and once again hit very hard and a misfield by Karanjit. And the ball will race away to the fence for the first time. Kunal Mehta amongst the runs. A boundary on the sixth delivery for him, and that is also the 30-run partnership between the two. 31 of just 12 deliveries, outstanding this. And Kunal Mehta, would you believe it, has just 4 of the 6 deliveries. So rest 27 have come of the remaining 6 deliveries. Well, it was the onslaught in the previous over. Total carnage, 3 sixes for Alok. This time will be given as a wide. And once again a swing and a miss. This time the ball skidding through the surface and keeping low. So a good delivery by Meet Filora. And this time a leading edge and will find the fence. So the second boundary of the over. Well, not quite where he intended, but does not matter. The fortune favoring the brave. Amongst the runs now, Kunal Mehta, that's his second boundary. And they are very much alive in this game now, the Park Indians, after a couple of tight overs at the beginning. Well, it was a short delivery, very quick to pounce onto it, but still finding a leading edge past the wicketkeeper. Well, the third man fielder is extremely fine. He's like basically right behind the wicketkeeper. Still, he couldn't quite get across. This time played uppishly and in the gap. Excellent shot by Kunal Mehta. That's the third boundary of the over. And Meet Filora all of a sudden is conceding some runs out here. That boundary also brings up the 50 for the Park Indians. 50 for 1 now after 3.4. What a superb start this is. Well, just the kind of the start that they were hoping for, the Park Indians, showing the quality that possesses in their batting lineup. And they might have lost an early wicket, but it does not matter to them. Alok on 23 of 8 and Kunal Mehta now amongst the runs, 12 of 9. 3 boundaries in this over, still 2 more to come. This time a wide delivery, trying to keep it away from the arc of the batter. And ends up bowling it outside the tram line. And once again wanting to drive, but a much better delivery by Meet. Well, these two have brought the game back very much in the balance. Well, the Oberoi Gladiators are slightly ahead in this game, but now they have pulled things back by getting those quick runs in the last couple of overs. So one more delivery left in this over. And once again, a pitch, and this time into the hands of the fielder. They have broken this partnership. It's Kunal Mehta who departs, and Meet strikes once again. That's a second wicket in this Golden Finals. Superb bit of bowling this, undoing the batter. He was very early into the shot, and they so 51 for 2, and in comes Dhruv Mehta. So 8, and it is Ashok Singh continuing, and they are getting across for a quick single, and they make it quite comfortably. And they make it quite comfortably. A bit of a scamper and a bit of a hurriness. My word, all happening out here. Alok, how unfortunate is that? Ashok Singh running him out, and once again in the air, and it's past the fielder at mid off. Well, he gets off the mark. So at the end of the fifth over, now it is 56 for 3 for the Park Indians. So it is going to be Janak Kotecha to continue in the sixth over, the last over of this power play. They have already lost 3 the Park Indians. This time a wide. Well, that Alok run out will hurt them. And how will they respond here? Will they respond in that? This time finds the fielder out there in the deep. Once again. This time Janak wanting to go big, but straight to the fielder. Well, the Park Indians have got enough runs inside this power play. And this time he finds the gap. Well, he wanted to find that gap early on, but this time he's placed that one ever so well. Straight down the ground. And a boundary for Janak once again. Well, he holds the key here in this chase. They need a part, and this could be the one for the Park Indians. And this time he's gone for the big swing. The ball kept low. And another one. Smiles out here for the Oberoi Gladiators. They're enjoying this. Well, they shouldn't quite enjoy so early. That's a beautiful shot down the ground by Dhruv. And that six is an statement of intent once again. At the end of the seventh, now it is 72 for 4. So Janak Kotecha will continue. He gave away 9 in his first. This time played on the offside by Janak, straight to the fielder. Well, they have their tails up here, but that 6 just quietening them down a little here. The Oberoi Gladiators and Dhruv showing that they're still out there in with a fight. And what a beautiful shot that is. It was slightly short and played beautifully through the offside over the fielder inside the circle, and one bounce and into the fencing. Well, it seems like they want to deal in boundaries out here. They are going after everything after losing those 4 wickets. This is a counter punch from the Park Indians. This time played on this leg side. It's found the fielder. That brings Dhruv Mehta back on strike. Dhruv Mehta, who hit a 6 in the previous over, out of nowhere. Well, 118 more required from here on. 118 from 75. And this time played uppishly, not quite able to find the gap. The deep mid wicket fielder cuts that one off, and he keeps it down to just 1. And this time slower through the air and very quick Janak to understand the pace of the delivery, and does well to duck that one out and take a single towards the long on fielder. Well, maybe they have lost a wicket too many. 79 for 4. This time a wide down the leg side. And once again it was straight to the fielder. Once finding the fielder up, taken again, and it will stay as a tight one. Just a single to end that over. So it is going to be Anirban to continue. Well, Anirban, who played their outstanding innings of 84, comes into bowl here. Well, in fact, not quite so. They have gone back to Janak Kotecha. 2 overs, none for 18. Continuing. And he starts off with a wide delivery. Well, this end will suit the batters a little more compared to the other one because the ball was skidding through the surface from the other end. Kept on keeping low, taking some awkward bounces and very difficult for the batters. They lost a couple of wickets. Ankit and Kunal Mehta, who were clean bowled on both the occasions. The ball kept low up against Meet and Ashok Jain respectively. And this time played uppishly and a beautiful shot by Janak. Excellent. That boundary will bring up the 100 for the Pak Indians as well. 101 for 4 now after 10.1. Just what they needed. Well, in fact, it is after all Anirban only who is bowling this over, not Janak Kotecha. So the Pak Indians going at a very good rate at the moment. The problem for them is the wickets. Well, still very much alive in this game here. This time a swing and a miss by Janak. Well, Janak needs to stay out there if they want to get anywhere closer to this target here in this final. 4 from 58 the equation. And once again a wide, is it? Well, not quite so. The umpire thinks otherwise. Once again the wicketkeeper seems to be in some pain out there. Just can't bear that pain at the moment. It is the left hand of his which is bothering him. Once again short and nicely collected, and once again the wicketkeeper in some pain. Just gone over the fielder, over the bowler himself, and straight to the fielder at long off, and a single taken. And this time cut away, and cut away nicely. That will spoil the over for Anirban. That will make it 10 of the over. Now, especially with Janak, 34 of 24. 89 required from 54. Another new bowler coming into bowl. Well, they need to break this partnership here now, the Oberoi Gladiators, because they are right back into this one now. Especially with Janak, 34 of 24. Holding the key. And the pacer is going to come over the wicket. That's a low full toss, driven, and a misfield. Well, will be cut off though. And wanting to come back for the second, in the end deciding against it, just a single. This time played back to the bowler. And accelerating and getting that quick single. And this time a swing and a miss. And this time he drives and drives ever so nicely, and a misfield. It's gone through. Well, a boundary, just what they needed here. And Janak once again using his power, hitting that one in the gap, and the fielder not quite able to stop it. And this time a low full toss played straight to the fielder out there at long off. He does well to collect that one. And very quick release as well. This time tucked on this leg side, once again getting across for a quick single, and they make it. So at the end of the 12th over now, it is 114 for 4. And, once again just tucked away on this leg side and a direct hit, and would you believe it? The wicketkeeper got his hand onto the stump. That was a direct hit. He's made a total mess of it. And they get across. That will bring up the 50 partnership as well between the two. And a very lucky break this for Dhruv. He's got a couple of dots now. And once again, the pressure building now on the Park Indians. Well, they have slowed down things a little, but they have kept wickets in hand though. And you would give credit to these two for that. Both of them more than capable of hitting the long ball. This time nicely fielded of his own bowling. Superb by Anirban. He's been the star of the show. And this time just past the outside. So 4 dot deliveries to end that over. Excellent by Anirban. Just the 2 of that one. At the end of the 13 now, it is 116 for 4. Tanish is going to continue. Tanish, who conceded 8 in his first. And that will be another dot delivery. A Yorker length on that occasion. Janak couldn't quite get his bat to the ball. So all of a sudden, a lot of pressure mounting here on the Park Indians. These two not quite able to get those runs in. Just a couple of runs in the last 7 deliveries. 5 consecutive dot deliveries now. 4 in the previous over and now this one. And once again played back to the bowler. So a couple of dots to start with. Just not quite able to get the move on here. And this time played uppishly. Has he found the gap? Yes, he has. Well, the fielder out there was slightly in. He should have been at the boundary. Had he been on the boundary, that should have been stopped. But rather, it's gone away for a boundary, and Janak gets another boundary for himself. He moves on to 45 now. And this time played down the ground for a single. This time a thick inside edge. Superb piece of bowling this by Tanish. Once again, another very tight over. Barring that boundary, it's been excellent. That boundary was also off a misfield, remember, and Dhruv Valley's been stuck at 18 for quite a while. So 74 required of 37, and the asking rate has now touched 12. They need 2 runs every delivery. And this time should be a wide, and it is. Bowling it outside the tram line while Dhruv was backing away, and he wanted to bowl it away from the batter. And this time a low full toss, it's high in the air, catch taken off his own bowling, and Dhruv departs. Well, this might be a blessing in disguise here for the Park Indians. Dhruv was struggling out there for the last few deliveries. Once again, couldn't quite get the middle and went straight up. These two are out here for the Park Indians, but still, it's a lot to do. And meanwhile, they will be wanting to take these wickets. Even if they get to see the back of these two, they would feel that they have got themselves home here. The Oberoi Gladiators. So Anirban continuing, 2 overs none for 12. Cross for a swing on strike for the first. So Janak back on strike. Janak 51 of 36 needs to turn the heat on here. They need to push straight to the 6th accelerator, 6th gear. Another quick single taken, and they won't mind this at all here, the Oberoi Gladiators. And this time a low full toss, and he's played it on the offside for a single. And it brings Janak back on strike with just the 3 runs of this over. It's been superb. We talk about always the batting partnerships, but how about this for a bowling partnership between Tanish and Anirban? Anirban did an excellent job with the bat and now with the ball as well. And Tanish, for an outstanding spell, it has been 1 for 17 and 2.4. Another dot delivery for him. Just not quite able to get those boundaries in, and the asking rate just keeps on going up. It's above 15s now. Well, they need a couple of big overs here now, a couple of overs in those 20s to get back into this one. The Oberoi Gladiators just running away with it. And it's played down the ground for a single. So just the 4 of the over. Outstanding once again by Tanish. At the end of the 16th now, it is 132 for 5. So Anirban continuing, and they continue to get these dot deliveries, perfectly bowling it into the right areas once again. How good is this by Anirban and Tanish? Well, at the end of the 10th over, they were 95, in fact 96, and ever since they have added only 36 more in the next 6.1 overs. These two have turned the game around here with the ball. And once again, cut away. Will he find the boundary? Well, he does so. The fielder almost did well, and this time it's gone right through. Well, Anirban is not happy at all with the fielder, but it should not matter that much to them. They still have plenty of runs out here to defend. So 59 more required from 22. They need a big over here. They need these two to fire from here on. They have no other option. It's now or never for the Park Indians in this gold finals. And this time a wide down the leg side. Would you believe it? All of a sudden runs. It's beaten the wicketkeeper and into the fence it goes. 5 extra runs to the total. And will that shift some momentum out here? Once again some life in the Park Indians. And this time in the air, has he found the distance? Yes, he has. Now then, he's got 15 of the last 2 deliveries. And all of a sudden an onslaught up against Anirban. And all of a sudden Anirban is proving to be expensive here. 48 required of 21 now. And this time he's gone right through. That is exactly the answer that he wanted. Have a look at that dive, putting a dive in for the side. Putting a dive in for the side. Excellent. They've shown a lot of heart and courage out here, the Oberoi Gladiators. Well, if they get it, they deserve it. And this time Jfsc has played that one uppishly and just past the fielder. So he takes the single and keeps the strike towards the long off fielder. And at the end of the 7th now. So Meet Filora is back into the attack. So they have removed Tanish from the attack. And it is going to be the strike bowler who will continue. And you would assume that he will bowl this one and the final one of the innings. 46 from 18. Here we go. Jfsc. And he's carved this one through the offside. But he finds the fielder out there in the deep. So a single taken. And straight away pressure back on the batting side. And brings Purvesh on strike. Purvesh, who's faced just the one delivery so far, 1 off 1. Goes Jfsc, a low full toss, and he's not going to miss out on that one. Well, such is the quality that he possesses. A 6. He brings it down to 38 required, the number of sixes that are required. Another 5 more. Well, as long as Vijay Singh is out there, the hopes are also there of the Park Indians. This time straight to the fielder and chance of a run out. Direct hit would have sent him packing. Well, not quite so. And another single. So he's brought Purvesh back on strike for the final delivery of the over. So basically, it's a free hit for Purvesh. He needs to just go for it. It's either 2, 4, or 6. He's still got 3 more partners after this. So he can afford to lose a wicket, Vijay Singh, even if he does. So he needs to swing here, Purvesh. If he gets a boundary, nothing like it. He just needs to make sure that he does not take a single or a triple. So what does Meet Filora bowl here? Up against Purvesh. 33 from 13. Very much gettable still. And he's hit that one hard. And it's gone straight to the fielder and he's been sent back. Well, Vijay Singh had informed him much prior that not to take the single. And in the end, he's safe and sound. The throw wasn't quite on target. And a dot to end the over at the end of the 18. Now it is 162 for 6. 33 required of the last 2 overs. So here we go then. The penultimate over of this golden final. 33 from 2. So a boundary to start this over. He knows exactly where the fielders are. He wasn't bothered to even run. Tanish continuing. And he takes the single. He gives the strike back to Vijay Singh. But it's the last delivery now of the over. 23 required of 7. So what does he do here now? Does he take the single or does he go for it? Well, I think he will play to the merit of the ball. 23 from 7. He needs to be at the strike for the next over. But he needs to get those runs down as well. And he's gone for it, but not quite able to get the middle of the bat. So a single taken. So superb once again by Tanish. A couple of boundaries first and then a good comeback. So at the end of the 19th, now it is 173 for 6, heading into the final over of this gold final. 22 required for Vijay Singh to get the Park Indians over the line. Well, keeping them in touch here, trying to stay in touch. Well, he is more than capable of hitting 3 sixes of the 4 deliveries, but he needs to connect them here, Vijay Singh. And it's not going to be easy. It's Meet Filora up against him, one of the best in the business. And he's done ever so well. That's an excellent Yorker. Just couldn't quite get underneath it. And now the equation is quite simple. He needs 3 sixes. And Meet Filora, well, he needs to bowl just one delivery that does not go away for a 6. And that will be job done in the favor of the Oberoi Gladiators. Well, 3 sixes required. He needs to hit the first one at the least to try and put some pressure on the bowler. Well, a lot of field changes. Not sure exactly if that will make any difference out here because he has to go for it, and it's either a 6 or even a 4. It will do the job for them. Vijay Singh won't look at the field. He just wants to connect and connect it ever so well that he hits it out of the park. It was high in the air. He couldn't quite get the middle of the bat. And it seems like the Gladiators have done just enough here. Just the two legitimate deliveries is what Meath requires. Well, they have fought really hard here in this gold finals. And you must say they have deserved it. And especially with Vijay Singh out there showing his power. And this time wanting to play it behind square. Another dot delivery. Well, it won't matter now. Maybe a bit too little too late for Vijay Singh also to come in and have that onslaught. Well, those middle overs between 10 and 16 really making a lot of difference. Anirban and Tanish, they put on a real good show with the ball. Well, they were going at a very good rate out here, the Park Indians, but those two really put the brakes on the opposition and have allowed the side to get home here. And nothing taking away from Meath Filora as well. This time he's connected. In fact, they could have well deserved win.